My name is Claire. I'm from Western Australia. I wanted to tell you a bit about how this program has come about. So, partnering with nature for me it's kind of like the most essential parts of everything that I do in my business, which is trying to find like how can we have an alive relationship with nature that's not just for ourselves, but it actually is something that's really practical that assists us in our work, so that we're not just working from us as an individual person, but we actually can really collaborate with nature in everything that we do. So I kind of started off in this kind of space, moving from, I was kind of doing like corporate sustainability, so very much, using my mind to try to make a difference in the world. But then it's 2012, so yeah, just over 10 years now, I got hit by a truck, like a literal truck. And that led me on a path of needing to do something for myself, like to help healing after that event. And I felt that I was very disconnected. I didn't really, at that point in time, I didn't have a lot of language or understanding about what that really meant, but I just had this sense that, yes, I really was disconnected and I knew I needed something. And I think once I realised that, the universe sort of sent me an invitation to go and do what we call a sacred passage. So that's where I went out and spent a week alone in nature by myself. It was part of a guided process from Way of Nature, which I reference a lot in the workbooks. So that was like my first lineage that I touched into, and really my main teacher was the Way of Nature teacher. So my Way of Nature teacher taught me a lot about, these core principles that we're going to cover today about connectedness with nature, except it's not just outer nature, it's inner nature and also true nature. So you could call it spirit, the great mystery, truth. So I went on this sacred passage and, within a few days, things were happening that I just never would have thought would have been possible. It was like real magical stuff. So it completely changed the way that I saw the world and the role of humans in it. But still at that time, that was very a really profound, deep transformational experience. And it kicked off a lot of changes in my life that as I went along over the years, I eventually went and did guide training with the Way of Nature to run these, what I call nature quests, so going out and spending multiple days alone in nature, where that has become my main practice for understanding what all this stuff is about. But then I also went on to do some other courses more specifically to do with healing, so like shamanic healing, plant, spirit, medicine, and all that has helped me understand a little bit more about not just what we see with our own eyes, but what else is behind this physical manifestation of spirit that we call nature. When really there's so much going on that's beyond our ordinary senses, but there are ways that we can learn to become more sensitive to that and then to learn to work with it in a practical way. So part of what we've got through the program, especially when we get to communication with nature, some of that has been informed by that sort of side of my journey as well. So that's where I'm coming from a personal point of view. Hear from you all, because some of you I haven't met before. So maybe we can just go around the circle and you can just tell me your name. And yeah, where are you coming from? Not just physically, but what are you bringing into the session? What are you excited about? Just briefly, a sentence or two, because we've got quite a few people, but that'll help me understand what's coming into the room or the deck.
My name's Jan. I'm part of the tech team here. I did participate with the program last year, Partnering with Nature. I got a lot a lot of insight and learning from it. But I guess what I'm bringing this time to the table is a lot of excitement, honestly. I'm very eager to just I don't know where I'm gonna end up. I want to find a solo spot, embrace nature, but I want to be a bit more aware of just taking it slow, relax, don't force it too much, So I know I'm very excited, but I'm also trying to be in check, just chill, it'll happen. So yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm bringing.
Cool.
Hi everyone, my name is Frank. I am from, yeah, I am from Southern Africa. It's a region, but I have two identities. I'm Zimbabwean first, but South African second. I live in Cape Town, which is the southern tip of Africa, which is pretty much along the same lines as Claire was describing earlier. Dry, but they claim to have some of the most fantastic floral kingdoms in the world. The Cape Floral Kingdom, over 300 species they claim, but mostly that low. Proteas and so on, one of these most beautiful flowers and so on. It is very small portions of trees, which is a contrast to where I grew up in southeastern Zimbabwe, which is very treed, my rural village where I grew up, and I miss that a lot. Yeah, so when I come to places like here, it's also taking it in a different direction in terms of tropical forest, tropical moist forest. I come from dry savanna woodlands, if you like. So it's quite fascinating. I'm in the middle of my sabbatical year, the whole year. I'm writing books. I hope to finish off 2 books about these sort of issues, but not from this perspective. So I'm here to listen and to learn and to submerge myself and be vulnerable, if you like. Yeah. And keep quiet quite a bit. Not in a sense of shutting up, but, having an opportunity to listen and learning from all of you, not just Claire and Noah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Stasha. You can call me Stash. This is my 3rd time joining with Partnering with Nature. I think for this time, I'm bringing in trying to see I sort of feel curious but fragmented at the same time. So I'm trying to see what can come out of the solo stuff.
Okay, hi everyone, good morning. My name is Phoebe. I work in the Sagama River landscape. So it's basically we are trying to conserve forest patches, restore forests and everything. So I've always loved nature, but now that having worked with it, restoring stuff, trying to find the best way to save the river, it's very exhausting. It's like a very fussy child. You come up with one strategy and then so it's a whole thing that it takes a lot. You get exhausted very easily. So I'm hoping, partnering with nature, I like the concept that we can work together with nature. I'm hoping to learn. I don't know what to expect. I know Mountaintop, you come expecting something, it turns out a whole different thing. So I'm just here to learn like my other friends. Yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm Cheryl, and to those who are here for the first time in Sabah, welcome. I am the HR and admin manager at LEAP, and I was there when we first formed Forever Sabah. My job is very, very demanding. And I'm here today because ever since I was young, when I feel overwhelmed, I just remembered that when he said something about people talking to trees and stuff like that. So I remember when I was young, this was during kindergarten, and of course, people see me like very friendly, and then I like to socialize and stuff like that. But sometimes I just want to be alone, and then I find myself running to nature. There's behind the kindergarten, there's like trees and a hill and stuff like that. So I just go there alone during recess. I don't know why, but I feel, even with the silence, being alone, I feel really at peace. And that continues until now. I will go to the sea, I will go sit by a tree. But when I was young, I will talk to flowers. I will talk to flowers, I will talk to leaves. I don't know why. I don't remember why, but that's all I can remember. So when I heard partnering with nature, I had to finish a lot of my workload before I come here. I really wanted to come. And so here I am, and to understand more about nature, because it's what we always run to.
So exercise 1 that's in there makes it sound very formal. So if there's like exercises that are described, I haven't put a lot of text in a lot of sections of the workbook. So if there's something about one of the practices that we do that you want to make note of, you can, write it down in your workbook so you can refer to it later. There is a lot of meditative type practices throughout the program because it really makes a difference. The state that we're in is going to dramatically affect how we can relate to and therefore also communicate with nature. So this is why you cannot escape but looking inward through this program. And I think, that you could hear in a lot of people's sharings, either the sense of, that some things that they've been holding inside may come to the surface, or the knowing that it will. So we're going to do things that do involve a lot of working with ourselves, but really it's meant to be like not for the sole purpose of, trying to fix us, but just because that's just a natural part of coming into deeper connection. So I guess also on that note, be really gentle with yourselves. There's no measure of succeeding at any one of the particular exercises. If you go out on your solo and the focus of that solo is not exactly what's going to serve you best in that moment, then you're also welcome just to spend the time, just enjoying some quiet, or, that's also part of it. However, if you are able to be present to the intention of that particular solo, then please jump in and do the suggested exercise as well. But the main thing is doing what is going to serve you, and listening to our internal guidance is just as important as listening to the guidance of nature. So bring that into it, please. So for the arrival and attunement meditation that I've got there, before we start, so if I raise my hand really high, it's a 10. If I put it down really low, it's a 0. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the most, raise your hand to the level of what's your experience and comfort with meditation? Looks like we can jump right in. Awesome. So find yourself comfortable however you like. I don't really believe in strict, exact postures that you need to be in to meditate. As you'll find when we go into nature, it's usually fairly uncommon to be able to have a nice yogic position when you're in nature. But usually the main thing is just trying not to restrict your breathing. So if as much as possible, you can hold yourself straight enough that you can still breathe in a relaxed kind of way. That's good. If you want to get another cushion or whatever's going to help you, then that's fine as well. So the purpose of this practice is really just to try to bring you into the energy of this place, but also bring in a little bit of the intention of the program, which is to help nature come in and guide us. So what we're trying to do in this practice is to attune the main energy centers of our body to nature and inviting nature to come and join with us in this very literal kind of way. We are doing a little bit of Qigong in the mornings, which is an energetic cultivation practice that comes from Taoism. So the energy, anatomy that we use is what you'll see in Chinese medicine and in Qigong, obviously, which basically means forget about, like often the first thing, if people have heard anything about energy anatomy, it's like the chakras. Forget about that, put that aside for now, which is good because we can make it even simpler of thinking about the 3 energy centers of our lower dantian, which is beneath our belly button, the middle dantian, which is our heart, and the upper dantian, which is our mind, roughly. So you can close your eyes. I'm going to bring that into this meditation. And just take a few moments to get yourself really present, both to our environment, so you can feel the sensation of that lovely breeze on our skin. Thanks, Noelle. You could listen to the birds and the insects. And then bringing ourselves present to our internal environment as well, just paying attention to the breath as it just flows slowly and effortlessly in and out of the body. Noticing how it moves your chest and your rib cage and your belly as it flows. Then take your right hand and just place it beneath your belly button, your lower dantian, or your lower energy center. And then take your left hand and just place it on the floor. So the idea is that we're using our left hand to touch down and reach the earth. Now bring your mind beneath your hand into your body, into that lower energy center, and just see what sensations you can feel. So connecting your awareness with that lower dantian. And then when you feel present and connected to it, we're just going to invite the land, the earth, to attune this lower energy field. So you can visualize or feel the energy from beneath your left hand coming up from the earth, flowing up your left arm and into your body and making its way to your lower dantian. And you can visualize, see, feel that energy center becoming more and more connected and attuned with the field of energy of the land. So our lower energy center is also about keeping us grounded and rooted in place, so we can feel ourselves becoming more and more a part of the land, not just a visitor separate to it. You might feel like the grounding, like there's roots growing you down into the place. And seeing or feeling that attunement of the lower energy center as complete for now. We'll take our left hand and bring it up to our heart, and take our right hand and place that on the ground. feeling the space beneath our left hand, the heart space. Seeing what you can feel there. Letting your awareness just rest there for a little bit. And then once again, asking the land to attune this energy center. So drawing up the energy from the earth, up your right hand, into your body, into your heart. And feeling the energy of the heart reach out into the land all around you. Even behind you, so the back of the heart space radiating out all around. Becoming more and more part of the land with every breath. Seeing or feeling the attunement of the heart, the middle dantian, being complete. Thanking the land. And then you can take your right hand up to your upper dantian, just over your forehead, and your left hand down to the earth. Feeling into this upper dantian, so taking your awareness up beneath your hand. Just remaining curious about the sensations or any sensations that you feel rather than about what thoughts are going on in your mind. And once again, asking the land to attune this upper energy center, the upper dantian. Feeling the earth energy flow up through your body, or through your left hand and arm, up to your head. So now we've got our lower dantian, our middle dantian, and more so our upper dantian. So our whole energy field becoming more and more part of the land. And then seeing that attunement is complete, you can lower both hands now. You can put them on the earth or just in your lap and just sit quietly for just a little moment more. Feeling your entire energy field merged together with the land that we're on. Feeling the connection to the earth, down through your roots, and the connection to the sky as well above us through the top of our head. And then from this beautiful place of connection, we're going to say, just internally, quietly, just hello to the land itself and to each other. Just letting the land know that we're here, communicating a little bit about our intention for the program and asking it to guide us. And then when that's complete, just bringing your awareness back into your body, noticing your breath again. And gently opening your eyes. And flowing nicely on from that, there's 3 questions in your workbook. So you can grab your pens and write down a few thoughts to do with those 3 questions to get going. So we won't go around to everyone for this question, but if there's anything from the practice that we did or from what you've written down just then, if there's anything that you really want to share, or if there's anything that's surprising, like did you write something down about your intention and curiosities that you weren't necessarily expecting to?
I've never meditated before. I expected it to be boring, but that was nice.
Win.
Yeah, it was good. Very peaceful.
Yeah.
And your dialogue while we were meditating was helpful, because I thought I was gonna be sitting here just like being quiet. I thought it was gonna be so boring, but it was nice.
Oh, I'm glad. World of discovery out there and in there. No, but nature really makes meditation easy.